Before we start today's session, so some quick updates, guys. Uh, we had completed 7 years and we entered, eighth year last year itself, of course, and we are we are marching towards our 8th anniversary. That is one update, and another update is I want to show you some screenshots before I start today's session. Today, like morning at 10 o'clock, I sat to book a ticket in Tatkal. Okay, I want to share that experience, guys. So I took a screenshots just to show you. So I thought after 10 years, of course, after 10 years, I again, used IRCTC after a long time, very, very long time. Okay. Now, today morning, I had to book a ticket in Tatkal actually for tomorrow. And if you see here at what time this screenshot is taken, observe here. So this is the importance of performance testing. So if you see here, at 10:02, I am on this screen. I clicked on confirm at 10:02. Do you see the time there? Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Paul.
So I at 10:02, I clicked on confirm button on the payment page. And now you know how much time it took? It took more than 1 minute. Even after 10:04 also, I'm still seeing that processing. Do you see that? It is still processing. So it took almost more than a minute to complete that confirmation, to get the confirmation page. Okay. And till I get this confirmation message, of course, it was confirmed. It was confirmed after 10:04. But till I get confirmation message, so there is no guarantee that ticket will be booked, isn't it?
Yes.
So these are some, see, I thought IRCTC improved a lot. Of course, it improved a bit than, when compared to 2010. 2015 it improved a bit, but still maybe because of heavy user load during Tatkal window, right? So we'll have a spike in the user load in Tatkal window, isn't it? So maybe because of that reason, like it took more than a minute. Okay, so this is the importance of spike testing. Okay, so see, if you don't do spike testing for such kind of applications, definitely we will not get to know this behavior, right? We will not to get to know this application behavior when there is sudden surge in the user load. But I'm sure during normal time it is working fine. It's far better than before. IRCTC is far better than before. Okay, so this is something I wanted to discuss with you. So this is today morning screenshot, guys. Just now, when I was trying to book a ticket on Tatkal. I hope you observed the date and time, right? You see the date and time here, and yeah. Okay, now let's move on to the, and one more thing. So I am preparing some content on microservices application. That is another update I want to give. Okay, so because for the first time I started covering microservices application, testing on microservices application, performance testing and engineering on microservices application. So I am updating this content. So previously I had this slide, but I am adding some more content to this microservices application, and we are planning to, I will cover difference between monolithic and microservice application as well. So in the performance engineering part, okay, once we complete this JMeter, so um, I will cover differences between monolithic and microservices. Okay, that is one thing, one update. And another update is the number of companies which are having performance testing openings crossed 1660. Okay, touched 1660, right? And I'm continuously updating this sheet. So if you remember, when we started this batch in October, maybe it was around 1500 or 1400. I'm not sure if anyone remember that.
It was 15, near to 1500 pounds.
Near to 1500, right? So now it is 1660. Okay, because most of I captured most of the companies, so I'm getting hardly one or two companies to add into the list from there onwards. right? Initially, like the number of companies, per day added per day was quite higher. But once, like almost maybe, there may be 2000 companies, 2000 plus companies. And I had almost captured, 1600 companies out of that. 80%, more than 80% are captured. Okay, so that's why, like I'm getting only 2 to 3 companies per day. I was able to collect, like 2 to 3 companies only per day to the list. Add, 2 to 3 companies to the list. Okay. And one more important trend is that I am observing is there are a lot of openings now. Now that we are, we are past that Christmas and New Year and Pongal vacation. So I'm seeing a lot of openings on LinkedIn for, not only for performance testing, of course. You'll see not only for performance testing, for all the for any of those any technology. So I'm seeing a lot of openings. Market is at full fledged now. Okay. So recruitment is at full fledged now, right? They are looking for immediate to 15 days max joiners, right? If you see here, they are looking for immediate or 30 days or 15 days like that, right? Do you see how many openings are there, right? Soumendra Singh, I continuously see him posting some updates. 3 to 7 years of openings it seems, experience they are looking for, and then this is for technical test lead. Technical test lead with SRE knowledge. Of course, this will not suit you. What is this location? Yeah. Okay. What is the experience that they are looking for? They did not mention it. 7 plus years. 7 plus years. That won't be suitable for most of you, but for most of you, this will be suitable, right? Pan India. Maybe he's in Infosys. I think Infosys or Capgemini. Where is he? Okay, PwC. Yeah, PwC is another company which is having a lot of performance openings. Product-based company, right? PricewaterhouseCoopers. PwC stands for PricewaterhouseCoopers. Immediate joiners will be preferred, right? 3 to 7 years experience, pan India, right? We have some of our previous batch students. Okay. So and one more update. Yesterday I saw one company where they are asking, experience is manageable. Interesting, right? I will not show you those, for everyone. So because of some reasons. So but I will share a screenshot of it. I'll mask the company name and I'll share a screenshot of that. So basically, what is happening is if I share it to everyone, some people are passing it on to their friends and others outside our batch. So I don't want to like I don't want to let that happen. So I'll share that they mentioned that experience is manageable. That means they are clearly openly saying that fake experience is also fine. Okay. Let me try to show you at least that that those were 2 lines which looked wonderful to me. Okay, I thought like this is a wonderful thing which I haven't seen any time before. So I'll try to. Did I stop my screen share? Yes. I'll just try to show you that that I'll try to capture only that particular part of the screenshot, and I'll show you that. Did I? Oh, I think I did not stop recording. Then I think this will be recorded. Okay. So I'll share I'll share this opening to those who opted for placement assistance, or we are coming with another plan so that those who opted for placement assistance only will get these kind of openings at least. Because some I clearly see that some people are like I am not getting that support which I expect from our students. Okay. So I asked, that we started a new batch and we hardly got only 1 or 2 referrals from the existing students. So they have their own self-interest. So and it also clear that some people are sharing openings, forwarding openings to their friends, etc. So we want to cut it down. We want to cut it down and will share these. We can share these kind of openings to only our students, exclusively for our students. And yeah. Yesterday I had attended one more interview, and in that, I'll prepare a list of those interview questions. So I also ask my students also to share this, but none of them share this, unless until I chase them. I really need to chase them to get those interview questions. So people are not interested to share, or they are not preparing a list of interviews, right? Interview questions. So whenever someone attend interviews, you have to list down, jot down all the important interview questions that you can remember. Okay. Even if you want, see, whether you share it or not, it is up to you. But you should at least list out for yourself at least. So that next you can prepare for those. Whatever you can't answer, you can prepare for those questions for the next interview. Right. So that is how, like you at least after 4 to 5 attending 4 to 5 interviews, you'll be able to crack the interview in the first attempt, right? At least after losing 4 to 5 companies. But if you are not preparing a list of interview questions, you may face the same interview question again in the next interview, next second or third interview. Okay, right? So at least prepare for yourself. Who all are attending interviews, guys?
Myself on.
Okay, Deepak. Okay, Deepak Kumar. Next, Murhari. Rajesh. Did you start attending interviews, Rajesh? Murhari.
Sir.
No.
Why Murhari?
I'm planning to start after completing my LoadRunner training.
After completing
My LoadRunner training. Yeah,
LoadRunner
sharing
training
LoadRunner
also.
videos left. Yes, I need to complete those videos and I need to start.
Okay. You can start JMeter openings. So you can apply for openings which are asking for JMeter. Why are you waiting for completing LoadRunner?
I'm giving more explanation now, so they're asking both LoadRunner and JMeter parallelly. That is the reason.
Okay. So except Deepak, no one is attending from this batch?
Me, Pravan. Shabir.
Shabir, okay. Anyone else? That's it. So are you preparing a list of questions after each interview? So please do that. Huh?
I had attended only one interview, Pawan. They are asking custom coding and server side metrics, that stuff and all. So we did not cover this custom coding and all this. Though that's why I'm asking yesterday itself.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I'll do one thing then. I'll share those custom coding sessions. Okay. So I'll share, or else wait, let me prioritize. These are also important. Yesterday's interview, I was asked what are the different thread groups that you used in your experience? Why? Okay. I mentioned ultimate thread group. Why ultimate thread group than normal thread group? What is what does it bring to the table? Or why stepping thread group? Can't we do that with normal thread group? So these are also important. Custom coding, they're asking custom coding. You're saying that they're asking. I'll do one thing, I'll share recorded sessions of this because we have some more distributed load testing is important before starting custom coding. So this takes 2 days and this takes 2 days. Yeah. So I'll share recorded sessions from the previous batch regarding custom coding. Okay.
Okay, bro.
And if one company asks for custom coding doesn't mean that everyone will ask custom coding. Okay. So you need not stop attending, but still I can share recorded sessions and you can go through that. Okay. So that you need not wait till that concept is complete covered in this batch. Right. Now today we'll quickly start, once we are done with the test, right? So we need to share a load test report to the client. Right. So now let's see how to this concept is also important for interviews as well. So let's see like how does a report look like? What are the different types of reports that you submit to the client, and what components will be there in each report. Okay. So first of all, once we complete a test, we can prepare high level report on the same day immediately after the test execution to be shared immediately after test execution. Okay. And you can take half day or 1 day time and you have to prepare a detailed report. And what details should go into each report, we are going to discuss that today. So detailed report, you can take 1 day to analyze the test results and provide report with observation, provide detailed report with observations and recommendations. Observations and recommendations. So these are the two types of reports that you will be sharing to the client. Okay. Now let us see what does a high level report contain, what does a detailed report contain, and all. All right. So first we will discuss high level report. And if time permits, I will also try to cover like detailed report also, if time permits. So before that one, just give me a moment. And these referral openings, whatever I have shown you guys, I can provide to those who can provide referrals to me. Okay. I'm very clear on this. I'm open on this. So those who are providing student referrals to me, for those can get these referral openings, like these kind of openings, experience manageable. And we have some referral openings where there will not be any BGC also, background check also. Those openings can be provided for those who are providing student referrals to me. Okay. And who are supporting to me, who are supporting our institute. Okay. And remember that, you are not only supporting some institute, who is, you're not only supporting me, but you are supporting, an institute which was running with, from 8 years without encouraging proxy and backdoor. Okay. And we are running both online and offline trainings, right? So going forward, I will not be sharing openings in the WhatsApp group. I'll be forming a separate WhatsApp group for those who are supporting us. Clear, guys? Any queries? Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. You didn't like that?
That one.
Okay, whether you like it or not, we can't do anything. So, but we are going to share referral openings to our, those who are supporting us only. Okay. So because, like it's been very difficult now to, yeah, okay, we will not go into that discussion. So I need not, I think I need not give you explanation for that. It's my wish, like whom to provide referral openings and all. All right. So now let us see what is high level report. What components does a high level report contain? So first of all, it contains test summary. So in test summary also, there are few important points that we need to, uh, to stipulate or to mention. So first thing is, what is test, test type? Test type. So whether it is load test. So we had executed a load test, isn't it? So we'll mention that test type here because we execute different types of performance. There are different types of performance testing. So we need to mention what type of test that we had executed, and then test duration. So where are we getting this? Test duration. Okay. Let's say, you will execute 1 or 2 hours test. I will not write 10 minutes because, ఇంటర్వ్యూలో చదివేస్తారు కొంతమంది ఇక్కడ రాసినవి. Okay. If they are attending offline interview, they will blindly read it out. So I'll mention, actual test duration. So will be 1 to 2 hours, isn't it? So I will mention the same. Let's assume that you executed a 1 hour load test. Okay. And next point that we need to mention is test time frame. Test time frame. So at what time executed the test? You remember, like I asked you to take a running notes yesterday, isn't it? I asked you to take a running notes. What is the test start time, test end time, and all? Anyone took that? Anyone remember that time? No problem, not an issue. So even if you don't remember, you can get it from where can we get it from JMeter? Can we get it from JMeter? Can we open the results and can we get it somewhere from JMeter, guys?
Yes, from log file or from JTL file, sir.
Log file will be suppose you executed another tester, okay,
Uh-huh.
or even if you
Okay.
started JMeter again, restarted JMeter, then log file will be cleared off.
Okay.
Previous log will be cleared off. Okay, let me show you that. So where is let me show you jmeter.log. See, I had closed JMeter. If it is running, that is fine. That will be there. But when we restart JMeter, the previous log messages will be gone. Observe here. We are seeing messages. First message is on 23rd Jan, 10:39, right? That is the time at which I had restarted JMeter now. So when we shut down or close JMeter, the previous log messages will be gone. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us see. Let us open this is the test that we ran, right? This is the test plan that we had used, right? This is the test plan that we had used. So from where can we see the test run at the test time frame? Assume that you close the JMeter and you want to tell you did not take running nodes. Now I want to know from what time to what time I ran the test.
Through HTML report.
Through HTML report. Good. Yes, we created one HTML report and we can check that in the HTML report. That is one option. Any other option? Suppose you did not create a report, yeah, you can generate it anytime. Okay, let's go to that and let us see the HTML report. Where is that HTML report? Here it is. So here in this index.html, you'll see that. Observe here 10:55 test was executed on 20th Jan. 10:55 a.m. test was started at that time. And of course, we stopped at 5 minutes. We stopped in 5. Did we stop in 5 minutes, guys?
Yes, Anna. Yes.
In 5 minutes, we had stopped the test. Okay. So I know I'll note down that. Okay. So test time frame key. When did we do that? Now, see, load test, at what time we ran the test in our time zone? That is 20th Jan 2026, right? And what is the exact time? 10:55 a.m. This is IST, isn't it? AM IST. Now we need to convert when you are giving test, when you are mentioning test time frame, you need to give the time in EST, not in IST. Please remember this. Okay. So we should not give the test time frame in our time zone, but we should give in the client time zone. So what is 10:55 a.m. IST in EST? Right? 10:55 a.m. IST to EST. Most of the clients will be, most of the projects that you will be working will be, most of the projects you will be working will be from EST time zone, or your client will be located in EST time zone. Please remember this. And now observe here, test time is 12:25 a.m. Okay, of course, here we executed test on local machine only. But when you are preparing a report, you need to give the time frame in the client time zone. Clear, everyone? Guys, are you with me?
Yes, bro.
Yes, sir.
Clear for everyone? Okay. So
Yes,
you need to convert that to client time zone 26. What is the time? 12.
55.
What is the 12:25? 12:25 a.m. 12:25 a.m. EST. Mention that it is EST time. Okay. So to 12:25 to you'll be running. Obviously, you'll be if it is a 1 hour load test, you'll be running till 1:25. 1:25 a.m. only, isn't it? And midnight for them. Clear, guys? And one more important thing, observe here, 12:25, we started the test at 12:25, but you need to make sure that there are no batch jobs running at that time. There are no backend jobs running at that time. Okay. Or there is no database backup job running at that time. Okay. Usually these batch jobs and these backup jobs, database backup jobs will be running at 12 o'clock. So you need to make sure that we are not interfering with that, because obviously your server will be busy, or your CPU they will consume some CPU and memory, right? Your application will be consuming some CPU memory for running those batch jobs. What is batch job, guys? Can you give some examples? Anyone?
The all results will be visible to the application at a single time. At
What?
once.
Can you please come again?
మనం రిజల్ట్స్ రిపోర్ట్స్ అంతా ఒకేసారి అప్లికేషన్ లో చూపిస్తుంది అన్న బ్యాచ్ రన్ చేసిన తర్వాత డేటాబేస్ లో గానీ.
Okay. So what is a batch job? It is a scheduled program or unit of work executed automatically without human intervention. First of all, these jobs typically process high volume of data in batches and are a core component of modern enterprise and cloud architecture for handling repetitive non-real-time tasks. See, I'll give you some examples. I can give you some examples. Suppose you make a credit card payment today. Okay. So your amount will be deducted from your bank account immediately. right? Even if it is the same bank, suppose you made a credit card payment from ICICI Bank for ICICI Bank credit card, right? So your amount will be deducted and that will be reflected in your net banking immediately. But in the credit card, will it be reflected immediately in the credit card statement? Or when you log in to go to your check your credit card statement, will it be reflected immediately?
No phone.
It won't be reflected immediately, isn't it? So you may get an SMS and email, but it will not be reflected in the statement because that is not a real-time job, real-time task. So these kind of updates and all will happen in the midnight when as a batch job, but it will be visible in your statement next day, isn't it? It will be visible in your statement the next day because that will be processed as a batch job in the midnight when there are no end users on the application. At that time these jobs will be running, right? That is just one example. That is one small example. So we can discuss a lot of examples like this. Is it clear what is that batch job or what is that backend job? So you need to make sure that, guys, is it clear or no?
Yes, clear phone.
Right? So now you need to make sure that you are not overlapping when you are doing performance testing. You should not do performance testing when during that time window. Usually they will be running at 12 o'clock. Okay. 12 o'clock in the midnight. 12 o'clock in the midnight. Okay. So you have to make sure that, how do we know at what time, we should run the test and what time we should not run the test? Yes. ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది మనకి when batch jobs will run and all? How do we know that?
We need to check with the DevOps team.
Okay, so we need to check with our client. We need to check with our client at what time that batch jobs will be running. Okay, so that we will not overlap or we will not start any test at that time. In the requirement gathering phase, we need to ask them. We need to ask the client. It will be somewhere here, or you can also see that in the performance testing fundamentals document as well. That will be there in performance testing fundamentals document as well. So very soon we are starting, I am starting exclusive training on performance engineering. It will be an exclusive training on performance engineering. So I'm preparing, content for that. It will be a 20 to 30 hours training exclusively on performance engineering. So somewhere in the, requirement gathering, that will be there for sure. That will be there. Okay. So let me check where exactly is that. Are there any time constraints for running the test, etc.? 1 second. Which technology, what type of application, where is that response times? How do they creation runs only on edge, time sensitive, OTP, web browser? Are there any time constraints? Don't you see that anywhere? Can you also check? Is not there. I will, yeah. Are there any time constraints for running the performance test? Right? So in this, like when you ask this, right, client will respond that, you should not run performance testing during batch jobs. Or this is our batch, this is the time frame for running the batch jobs. So run only during that period. Don't run any test during that period. Okay. So, here we'll get that information. Able to understand, guys? Are there any time constraints for running the performance test? That means, something like this. We should not run, are there any restrictions on the test time frame? From what time you can run the test and from what time to what time we shouldn't run the test. Clear? Now the reason is this one, right? So we may be like, we will be running in like offshore team will be working in our time zone, right? From 10 to ideally from 10 to 6, something like that. But at that time you have to make sure that when you are running a test, when you are planning a load test, that is why you need to inform the client also at least 1 day in advance. So that client will immediately say that, okay, so don't run this test. Suppose if you say that we are planning to run a test load test tomorrow 10 to 12, client will say that no, don't run that because that is the time at which our batch jobs will be running, right? So anyways, we started the test at 12:25. By that time it may be completed. We have to make sure, we need to make sure. Clear about this so far, everyone?
Yes, Pawan. Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. And next important thing is target user load. What is the target user load? Okay. What is the target user load? Let's say 500 is our target user load. Common question. What is the maximum load? Yesterday I was asked, what is the maximum load that you tested till now? Okay. So it's not, in lakhs. Unfortunately, it's not in lakhs. I did not get a chance to work on any project where we have lakhs of user load, but it's only thousands. Okay. But I told that, I had worked for Bank of America where TPS is high, 1800 transactions per second. In one of my project, TPS, the required TPS, desired TPS in production, the production TPS is 1800 per second, which is high. Okay. 1800 per transactions per second is very high. I said in this way. So I did not, work in lakhs, hardly like 20,000 or 30,000. That is the maximum load that I tested with LoadRunner, not JMeter. Right. But with, in one of my projects, this is the TPS value. 1800 per second is the TPS value, which is very high. Okay. Usually normal applications, it will be 40 or 50 TPS. That's it. But for payment, one of my project, that is a requirement. That is our requirement. 1800, transactions per second. Right. Are you able to follow? Are you able to understand?
Yes, and but if TPS is increasing, then as usual, users also load also increases, right?
In that particular load also increases, correct. But
So
user load
user
is
also
only
increases, right?
some 2000 or something for that application.
Okay, okay.
User load is only 2000 for that application. But there are some Bank of America does salary processing for a couple of companies, and they do that, for a lot of fund transfers and bill payments and all those. Hello. Target user load is 500. Okay. Now, what is the achieved user load? What is the user load that we had achieved? Okay. What is the user load that we achieved? 500 user load, isn't it? See, why are we discussing this? Is sometimes, like suppose if your server is unable to take that user load, right? Process any more user load. So you will not be able to ramp up. Or else, if there are some environment issues, or if there are some, JMeter load generator issues, network issues, then you will not be able to achieve that user load. So that is why we need to mention achieved user load, as well as passed and failed transactions. Passed and failed transactions. Okay. So, and we'll enter that value. And error rate. What is the error rate that we observed in the application? What is the error rate that we observed in our load
4%.
test?
4.7.
Yeah,
4%.
4%.
4.2% or something, isn't it? Right. So now this is test summary. Okay. This is the test summary that we need to provide. Test time frame, test duration, target user load. Yeah, I think I already covered, everything. Now another section will be key transactions response time. Key transactions response times. Okay. Now in this we will provide what are the important transactions. We will not provide all the transactions, but we will provide what are the important transactions for that application in the form of a table. The form of a table like this. Okay. So here you will mention transaction name, SLA, response time SLA. And you need to mention the unit as second or milliseconds, whatever it is, right? And then key transaction response times and current test results. Current test results. In which sprint we'll be in, guys? Now, if you are working in a project, I think we had discussed that we'll be in which sprint it will be?
I mean, second sprint, sir. Q1.
Q1 sprint 2, right? Q1 sprint 2. So this is the current test. And we also need to give, previous test also. We need to mention here, previous release baseline. Previous release baseline. Baseline. That is Q1 sprint 1. Q1 sprint 1. Clear? Now, so let's say what are the important transactions? Let's say, for example, login is an important transaction, isn't it? Login is an important transaction, yes or no? So click on register is an important transaction in this script, right? User registration script, isn't it? So you'll give that over here. Click on register or submit registration form actually. So you have to give proper names to the script, meaningful names. Okay. So don't give USR. USR is fine. USR for user, that is fine, that is standard. But here, like you need to give click on register kanna, give submit registration form. That will be more meaningful, isn't it? Because I told you, like transaction names, the client will be seeing these transaction names, isn't it? So you need to give proper or meaningful transaction names in the scripts, so that you can copy paste this as and what is the next important script? Order first laptop low. What is the important transaction in order first laptop script, guys? Where is that? Where are those transactions, guys? Order first laptop low. I am seeing only 3 transactions. How come is this? 100%? Did it fail by 100% or what? That order payment transaction. First laptop. Where are these transactions? Checkout and these transactions are not there. Not seeing those transactions. Did we stop here or what? No, didn't stop there. We seeing this, guys. Did anyone observe that? Order first laptop low. I'm seeing only 5 transactions. Why? 3 transactions only. Laptop space, home page, enter credentials, go to laptop space. Why this? Go to laptop space. Where is this transaction then? Why aren't we getting this as per 5 to 15? Oh my god. Okay, let me check some other file, test19jan.jtl. Do you have that here? Order first laptop, we see only 3. Open. Okay, we need to look into this. Why did it happen? Okay, because this is an important transaction, right? This is an important transaction. Okay. So anyways, so order first laptop low, I'll take this one. I'll add for now. I'll add this one. Anyways, we have to run another test. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll check that tomorrow. Why are we not seeing those transactions, or whether orders are placed or not? Let us see whether orders are placed or not. How can we check, whether orders are placed or not, guys?
From the database order table.
Right. So you can go to the database, and if you have database access, you will have database access. We'll have database access. You can check it from the database whether orders are placed or not, isn't it? So that is why, like when we execute a smoke test, we have to check all these actually, right? Before planning for the actual load test, we need to check all these in the smoke test itself.
Sir, how do we know which transaction is important?
Good question. How do we know which transaction is important? So see, login is important, right?
Yeah.
If
Yes.
user can't log in, they can't place an order, correct?
Yes, sir.
First, login is important. In user registration, submit registration form is important. Only when that is successful, then only registration that confirms that user registration is successful, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So if you understand the application, you will know like which transaction is important,
Okay.
right? So that is one of the prerequisite for doing performance testing. Comprehensive understanding of the application is one of the prerequisites, isn't it?
Yes.
comprehensive understanding and knowledge of the application is important. First, you need to understand your application, whatever you are doing performance testing. Then you will automatically know which transactions are important, which transactions are not important. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so enter credentials to login. This is login nothing but login transaction. I think I had already copied it. Now under browse each product suite, which one is important? This is important, right? Browse each speaker product, that is important, right? Yes or no? This is also important. Speakers page is important, right? Speakers page is important, and then browse each product is also important. Agree with me?
Yes.
And browse each product, speaker product. This is also important. And now we need to also give mention like what are the response time SLAs for each transaction. For example, click on register. Let us say client told that these are provided by the client. SLAs will be provided by the client. So order first laptop, order first laptop, enter credentials to login. That is this particular transaction. So this may be having some 3 seconds. Okay. And browse each product low. So let me put this into next page so that you'll see properly. Yeah. Now I'll center this. I'll do center alignment. Browse each product speaker space. Let us say the product should be loaded. The category. This is category page. So once you click on speakers, right? So that is it will show all the products. Or let it be 3 seconds only. Browse each speaker product. Let us say 2 seconds. Right now, these values will be given by the client. And now in the last, see what is this current test results? Current test results means current sprint. What are the response times that we observed here? What are the average response times for this that we observed? First one is click on register. Click on register. What is the response time? Click on register. We got 12 seconds. Okay. I'm giving average. By the way, you need to give, average in seconds. Okay. Mention that, whether it is average or 90th percentile. You need to be clear on that as well. So if you are considering 90th percentile, you need to mention that here. So here I am giving average response times. Okay. Wait. I'll do one thing. Let's settle. You having merge option. There is merge option. Are you seeing merge option? So in this way, you will provide all your current test results, right? So enter credentials to log in. This took 20 seconds, right? So 21 actually. Observe here, the value is 20,660. That is more than 20,500. So we will take ceiling value, right? Floor and ceiling concept, right?
Yes.
So you'll take ceiling value, and here, browse each product speakers page. What is the transaction response time? Browse each product speakers page, 32 seconds, isn't it? Which are very, very high. And browse each speaker product, it is 90 seconds, isn't it? 90 seconds. Okay. Let's say in the last sprint, let us assume in the last sprint, you got only within the SLAs. Let's say, for example, you got 3.2 here and some 2.8 seconds here. Okay. And for this, like again, 3.1. Let us assume these are the values that you got. Browse each product. Let's say, you got 3 seconds. Let's assume that. Now, these are the response times that we got, right? So which are very, very high. So mark it in red. Mark all these values in red. Okay. Mark all these values in red. and you need to immediately raise a Jira ticket and you need to call it out. You need to call it out in the meetings and all, right? Because see, what might be the reason now client will understand that something went wrong in this sprint, some code changes or some configuration changes are responsible for this high response times, right? So we should always compare the current test results with the previous release baseline. Now, what is previous release baseline? What is meant by previous release baseline? Okay, let us understand what is previous release baseline. Baseline means in every sprint, we will consider one successful test results as baseline for next release. Okay, in every sprint, we will consider one successful test results as a baseline for the next release. Clear? So let us assume that in the last sprint, your test went fine. And observe here, even though they breached the SLAs, the variation is less than 10%. Agree? See, 3.2% is, variation is less than 10%, which is fine. That is okay. Here also it is less than 10%. But here this is more than 10%, which is not acceptable. Okay. See here, this is approximately equal to the response time SLA. So you can ignore it, 3.1, 3.2. But this transaction response time, let us assume that in the previous sprint, we got 3 seconds for this. Whereas response time SLA is only 2 seconds. So obviously this is also an issue. Clear, guys? Now in this sprint, it went from all the way from 3 to 90 seconds. So something went horribly wrong in this sprint. Some code changes or some application changes or configuration changes went horribly wrong in this sprint. If you assume that, these are the previous test results. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose last time also, if the values are like this, suppose last time also values are like somewhere around 10, right? And for this, let us say it is 15. In that case, you should have highlighted that in the last sprint itself. You can't highlight it now. Understand this? Immediately you need to highlight whenever you observe, any such high discrepancies or deviations. We should report them immediately. Clear? So that they will understand in which sprint it went wrong or when exactly that issue happened. Clear, guys? Right? So if you need to raise a Jira ticket and now you need to assign it to the developers. Yesterday we discussed, right? So about defect lifecycle and all. So we need to assign proper severity, proper priority, and assign it to the developer, corresponding developer. So and we need to bring that to closure. So not just your job is not over. Like of course your team lead or project lead will take care of that. Once you report some performance issue, it is his responsibility to bring them to closure. They need to follow up with the developers and they need to follow up, ask the developers to implement some, to do root cause analysis now. Okay, RCA. RCA means root cause analysis. They need to do root cause analysis. Why, why response times, why there is this much deviation in the response times from the previous sprint to current sprint. Now, suppose you got it for the first time, there is huge difference you observed first time. You can run another test and see whether they are consistent or it is a one-off. By mistake, if you executed a test when a bad job is running, that may impact your application performance. Okay. So that, you will know that you will analyze that why there is this much deviation, right? Or if you want to confirm, you run another test, another load test and see whether it is consistent behavior or it is a one-off, because there is a huge variation, isn't it? Huge variation between current test results and previous sprint. I'll take a pause here. Any queries? No queries?
I have a query, but
Hmm.
that is yesterday's regarding session LoadRunner. But
What is it?
if you found a response time, more response time, you said need to tag that to the developers, right? To raise a Jira ticket. So If it is a utilization issue or else some scaling issue, then we need to tag to some other team, right? Not developers.
If it is utilization issue,
Or scaling issue, yes.
you'll have a separate. If you have separate infra team, you have to assign to them. But that is a bit rare actually. You will not have a separate infra team for every project. Okay, that's what I said. You raise a Jira ticket and ask your team lead, whether he's the right person or not, or you ask your manager whether it is assigned to the right person or not. They will be able to help you. Okay, but if you have a separate infra team, there will be a separate teams in some projects. There will be separate infra team. You can assign to them, or if you don't know whom to assign, you can ask your manager, QA
Yes, and
manager,
only
or
coding issues alone only we need to tag to developers, right? Code issues.
not only code issues, configuration issues also. Suppose in this application, what is the issue that we observed? Heap memory is not set properly, right?
Yeah.
Heap memory is very
Yes.
less. So that also can be assigned to developers. That is also developer responsibility.
Okay.
So it's not
we
only
will
code
not-
issues.
Yeah, we will not be able to modify it in any file because in JMeter we were able
No,
to
we can modify it. We can modify it.
Okay, okay.
We can fix that issue. Okay.
Alright.
So what am I planning is I'm planning to take separate evening sessions because everyone don't want to join that performance engineering part. So I'm planning to take separate evening sessions and run it in parallel if it is okay with everyone. Or we'll have a session on weekend. Okay. If okay with everyone, so I want to, we want to close this batch by this month end. So I'll take
Evening will
The
fine.
evening sessions will
Evening
be
will be fine.
Yeah, evening will be fine, sir.
daily evening or weekend evening.
Every evening also okay.
Yeah, daily
Every evening
evening.
fine.
Timings, evening times will be 7 to 9, 7 to 9. Anytime, any 1 hour between 7 to 9.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
All right. So now that's all, guys. These are the details that you provide in the high level report. And remember, you need to prepare this report immediately after the test. And now, once you analyze the test results, so you'll prepare another report called detailed report. Okay. Or else, if it depends, like, if client asks to provide only detailed report, you can work on the detailed report only. But in detailed report, you need to provide, few more observations. Apart from test summary, you'll provide test summary. And here you will provide all the transaction response times. Means, suppose you have 15 scripts, you'll provide all the transaction, and there are, in a script, let's say on an average, you have 10 transactions. So 15 into 10, you will provide all the 150 transaction response times in the detailed report. Transaction response times. Okay. And then you will also provide server side metrics, client side metrics first. Okay. Perform RS, I'll do one thing. I'll give performance metrics. In this performance metrics, you will provide client side metrics, server side metrics, and browser side metrics. Okay. And then observations and recommendations. Okay. So these are the details that you will have that you need to provide in the detailed report. So which we will discuss tomorrow. So test summary will be repetition of the same thing. You'll provide whatever values that you provide here, whatever details that you provide here, you will repeat the same values. But here, in high level report, you provide only key transaction response times, but in detailed report, you will provide all the transaction response times from all the scripts. And then performance metrics, like next section is performance metrics, where you provide client side metrics, server side metrics, browser side metrics, and then any observations and recommendations. Okay. And observations and recommendations means tuning recommendations. Performance tuning recommendations. Performance tuning recommendations. Clear? So these are the details that you provide in the detailed report. But if you want to provide tuning recommendations, first you need to analyze the test results, and you need to find out what is the issue. You need to do root cause analysis, right? Yes or no? You need to find what is the root cause analysis. Then only you can give performance tuning recommendations. You need to provide what are your observations. Why are you giving that tuning recommendation? So you'll provide all these details in the detailed report. Okay. So tomorrow we'll discuss about that, that detailed report. Right. I'll stop it here for today. We'll continue tomorrow, guys. Any queries before we close today's session?
Now, can you give me some examples?
What is that? Tuning recommendations, huh?
Yes, Anna. I had this question on my interview. One of interview.
We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that in detail report.
Okay. Okay.
Pawan, anyhow, we are not going to fix anything. Only we are giving recommendation, right? For
No,
tuning.
we can fix it. We can fix it.
Okay.
We can fix it. See, that is what we discussed, right? There are two things: performance testing and performance engineering. Performance testing is finding out the issue, right? Whereas performance engineer role is the observe here. Performance tester roles and what are performance tester roles and responsibilities? Requirement gathering, test plan document, scripting, executions, preparing a report. But whereas performance engineer roles and responsibilities are, a bit extended than that. So we need to analyze the test results and provide performance tuning recommendations and identifying and fixing the performance bottlenecks also. So this is what performance engineering, these will be the additional roles and responsibilities of a performance engineer. So up to 3 years, if you are good in performance testing, up to preparing a report, that is fine. But 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 10 plus experience, you are, we are, companies expect they expect any interviewer or any project or any team will expect you to be good on these as well. Test results analysis, RCA, test results analysis or RCA, root cause analysis, and performance tuning recommendations, identifying and fixing the performance bottlenecks as well. Okay. So performance engineering deals with not only identifying bottlenecks, but also providing resolution and eliminating the performance issues. Right. I had clearly mentioned here that 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 10 plus years of experience. These would be the expectations.
Even though issue is in DB side or application side, whatever it may be, we need to fix that one.
Yes.
Okay.
If client doesn't give access, that is a different story. Still, we have to provide recommendations. If suppose, some clients will not, see, some clients or some projects will not have server access, but still you have to provide recommendations. If you have server access, you will fix those also. We can fix those issues.
But along with the DB side, along with the DB team, right? If it is DB,
Yeah, you can work with the DB team. Yes.
okay.
So you can work in coordination with DB team, or you can coordinate with them, and you can because you provide some recommendation. There is no guarantee that it will fix the issue, right? Need not be 100% correct, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, Anna.
So we need to discuss. We'll have some war rooms, or we'll have some discussions. We'll have every week. We'll have a client meeting usually. So we'll discuss it, and like this is what we want to try. So and you can try it, right? You can update to the client, or you can update your client saying that this is what we want to try. This is what we are strongly believing. For example, you got a connection pool issue. So we are believing that connection pool size is not sufficient for this application, for this user load. So we are planning to do this. So can we go ahead and do this? And we'll execute another round of test and we'll confirm whether that really fixes the issue or not. So every week you will have team meetings with the client. Every week or bi-weekly also. Sometimes you will have bi-weekly, sometimes you will have weekly meetings. Sometimes you may have daily meetings also with the client or alternate days. You may have meetings on alternate days with the client. Okay. So it varies from project to project, but these are the different types of report that we prepared: high level report and detailed report. And these are the components of high level report and detailed report. Right. And previously, they used to give 2 to 3 days for analyzing the test results. But now, you can't take more than half day or 1 day to analyze the test results and provide a detailed report. Max 1 day. You can take max 1 day. All right. So what are batch jobs, guys? We had, I think we had searched it, right? What are batch jobs?
No, that is scheduled job, Pawan, which is running.
Right. Do you see that here? Payroll, report generation, data migration, right? So payroll processing or report generation or data migration. Okay. So these are run as often these are run as batch jobs. Ah. All right. All right. Then any other queries, guys, before we close today's session? And remember, this comparison is very important to understand where it went wrong. Where, if we had some performance issues, we need to identify when it went wrong and where it went wrong. Because every sprint developers will be making some code changes or some configuration changes. Suppose some wrong configuration change was done, then obviously, we have to highlight, we need to find it out and we need to highlight it immediately. Okay. This is not our mistake. Some people assume that, maybe client will not be happy with this, and then some people will manipulate the results. I know some people or some teams, it happened. It happened many a times that, some people will manipulate the results and give wrong results. But remember that, if you approve, we are responsible for, approving or, rejecting the build to production. So once a new build is ready, right? So we are responsible to give a go or no go for that build. Or go or no go. Go or no go means we need to confirm, we need to certify that build whether it should go into production or not. Suppose if someone gives wrong results, manipulated results, and if there are a lot of performance issues. Now, if that build goes to production and there are some performance issues found out in production, definitely users will some or other user will complain it, right? You'll get some production issues. You'll get some production issues, and there will be stringent monitoring in the production. So when there is a production issue, definitely they will come back and ask us only, who approved this build? Why did you approve this build? Right? Why are you not unable to find out these issues in production, in the test environment? When you are doing, what are you doing in performance testing? When you are doing performance testing, why didn't you find it out? Isn't it? Definitely we are answerable for that. Understood, guys? So, and that is the reason why performance test engineers are, functional team will have salaries equal to developers, even though we don't write thousands or lakhs of lines of code. But still, automation, this functional testing team or automation team, performance engineers, they will have salary equal to the developers for the same reason, right? WR की ऊर के राव कर. Yes sir, no. Yes, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Pawan.
sir.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
QA team will be responsible now. Suppose if someone give manipulated results, someone will. So there are some performance issues, but you hided them and or you overlooked them. Maybe may not be intentional, right? So or you did not compare with the previous release. Suppose you don't compare with the previous release, then you will not be able to know like when it went wrong, right? Or which changes degraded the performance, right? So then if you give a go for the application, if you give a green light or if you green flag for the application to go into production, that new build to go into production, if there are some production issues, definitely they will catch our neck. Okay. They will come back to us and they will catch us. Like, why didn't you find out in the testing? What are you doing in testing? Are you doing right testing or not? Right? Okay, I'll stop it. So this this performance engineering part is important, or like comparison between current test results and previous release is very important, that we can't afford to miss. We should not miss this, right? So I'll stop it here for today. We'll continue tomorrow,
So
guys.
Pawan, the engineering part, can we start from the next week, starting onwards, or we'll plan evening session, what we are discussing now?
Yeah, I'll let you know that I'm planning to start it today itself. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not possible this week?
No, possible, Pon. I'm just asking.
Okay. No, because like it will take at least 1 week. Okay. So if you start next week, so it may not be sufficient. Okay.
No, then
So
we can.
sometimes, evening I may miss 1 or 2 sessions. So that case, we will not be able to complete it by this month end. Okay. And I want, those who want to attend that, they need to pay the remaining fees. Those who paid only for JMeter, they need to clear the remaining fees by today, so that you can join from today onwards. And I'm planning to cover a lot of things. So we need to discuss monolithic Konakat is a monolithic application. How many of you executed test on Konakat application? At least how many of you set up that application on your machine?
Yes, sir. I have set up the
Okay.
Konaka.
Did you execute a test on that Konakat application?
So previously when we were doing it, so we were facing some issue in the user registration, right, sir? The state and the country. So even after we provided the JMeter variable to another thing, we were not able to get that. So we were getting stuck in that particular script of user registration in Konakat. So can we directly provide the values like in the
Yeah, hard code those values then.
uh-huh. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So Konakat is a monolithic application, and this AOS is a microservice application.
What is the difference, Pawan? Monolithic and microservice?
Again, that is a big discussion. So basically, in microservices application, so you will have. Okay, let me explain briefly. Okay, so if you take Amazon application, right? So there are a lot of different services here. Observe here, there is something called business. Okay, wait, this is my business account. Let me switch to the normal account. Because most of you will be having normal account, right? So I'll switch to normal account. Yeah. If you see here, there is Amazon Fresh, there is Prime, there is gift cards, Amazon Pay, customer service. These are all services. These are all different applications. Now, suppose if this application is developed as a monolithic, a single application. Now, suppose there is some issue with Amazon Pay, or there is some issue with customer service. Your entire application will be impacted. But if you modularize this, or if you make it as a microservice application, each service runs independently. So suppose gift ideas is down, that service is having some performance issues and it is down, but still other services will be running. Okay, so this dependency will be reduced. Dependency of one application, one module to another module will be reduced heavily in the microservices application. There are a lot of things, but this is a basic fundamental principle of monolithic and microservice. So monolithic applications are difficult to maintain or manage as the application grows, right? But microservices application, each service can be maintained, or each service can be will be running independently and maintained independently. Okay, we'll discuss more on this. So right now I am preparing some content on this. All right. So what is a microservice? How does it work? And we faced some issue in AOS application that we'll discuss, like how to fix that, and all we'll discuss it. Okay. Yeah, I'll stop it here, guys. It's already 11:30. I'll stop it here for today.